Hello everybody, it's Aaron. Welcome to another episode of Feed the Beast. In this episode, I want to do something very specific. I want to craft all the Industrialcraft machines that we're going to need to do ore processing. Before we get to that, I've had these here for a couple episodes. I forgot to talk about them. These are the Zycorodite blocks. And basically you cook the ingots, and I'll just show you this. Oops. It's these right here. You have to take any of these chiseled stone bricks. I just use regular stone bricks, and you have to cook the zirconium into the ingots, and then you make the brick. And I really like it. Down here I have done the floor, and I'm still kind of working. But I really like the black and the red the most, so I put the red by the enchantment table, and I put black on the rest of the floor. So, one more thing before we get started on this. I have a Magma crucible up here with netherrack in it, and I've got these 4 magmatic engines. So anytime they're on, this thing is running. They are totally supplied with lava, and I generate an excess, which I have some in a couple of portable tanks over here. But I just wanted to make sure that this worked, because I'm probably going to use this for power, and it's really good because the thing, as it's running, it generates its own fuel. I just have to make sure that I have plenty of netherrack in here. And the Magma crucible, if you recall, uses 20 MJ max, and these generate 4 apiece, so I never have to worry about my pipes blowing up as long as that's running. Not going to be an issue as soon as we get to Industrialcraft. So you saw in the last episode we used the tree tap to get the resin. The first thing, you can use the Minium stone to cook things. If you put your Minium stone and a piece of coal, and let's say we want to put some resin here, look at that, we got 7 rubber from that. I want to see if it works with iron as well. So it'll work with anything. Anything that you normally cook in a furnace or a smelter or whatever. You put your Minium stone, a piece of coal or charcoal, and 7 of the item, and you get 7 back. So that's actually the first thing we need today. We need refined iron. You just cook iron ingots, whether it's in an iron furnace or a regular furnace, a powered furnace. I don't think it works in the induction smelter. We're also going to need rubber, which you see right here, and that is made by cooking sticky resin in a furnace, or later on we'll put it in an extractor. We also need some insulated copper wire. If you put 3 in a row, you get uninsulated cable. You can do the same thing with gold. If you put your rubber around it, you get insulated copper cable. Additionally, what you can do is if you make some of these, you can put it with the rubber later to insulate it. But it's the same. You don't get any more or less doing it that way. So I'm actually going to go ahead and make all of those, because I'm going to need them at some point. We also had to make some cells, which is 4 tin in a little diamond pattern. That'll give us cells. And we had to make some RE batteries, which is, I don't have any redstone in here, but you put your tin like this in 1 copper cable, and you put your redstone in the middle, and that makes a rechargeable battery. So the first machine we need to make is a geothermal generator, and that's done by making a real generator. I'll hit R so you can see this. It's an iron furnace, which is a furnace in this position with 5 iron. You put 2 iron here, 2 here, and 1 on top. Or you can make a machine block in a furnace and a battery. I do this recipe just because that's the one I'm used to using. To make a machine block, if I've got enough refined iron, you just make it like you would make a furnace. That makes a machine block. If you make it, I don't know about Greg Tech, but in Direwolf, you get your 8 refined iron back. You don't have to do anything special to get them back. So we're going to make our geothermal generator. I'm actually going to make quite a few of these. So I probably should have made some more generators. I want to make 4 of these, so I don't think I have enough batteries. So let me make another furnace real quick. I'll grab some cobblestone, and we'll do another generator. We'll make it geothermal, and then we'll run 2. Geothermals generate 20 EU per tick, and regular generators, which we're about to see, generate 10 EU per tick. So there we go. And what do we need? 3. No, it's 3 refined iron and 1 battery. There we go. This generator only makes 10 EU. The geothermal will actually make 20. So let me throw that in there. A couple more cells, some glass. So I've got 2 geothermals. The next is the electric furnace, and it's an iron furnace, which we just made before the generator. A circuit, which I probably should have showed you. I'll just hit R for that. It's refined iron in the middle, redstone on either side, and then copper cable. Apparently it works vertically as well. And I don't know anything about those, so we're not going to mess with that. But then we've got our electric furnace. We've got our macerator next, which is a machine block, a circuit, a couple of cobblestone, and some flint. This is the equivalent of the pulverizer. It turns everything into dust, and you get 2 dust per 1 ore. The electric furnace is probably the equivalent of the powered furnace, because you don't need sand or anything to make it work. So then we've got the extractor, which is the circuit, the machine block, and 4 regular tree taps. If you recall, the tree tap recipe is just 5 planks like this. And these have to be brand new. They can't have any damage to them, or they won't work in the recipe. So there we got our extractor, and then the last one is the compressor, which you may or may not use that much. If you have a bunch of, I forget what you need to actually make it. You can use compressed plant. Basically, you compress plant balls. It won't show me, but you can make saplings into compressed plant balls, maybe seeds or wheat or leaves or something like that. I like to use it to make industrial diamonds, and I think you have to use it now to make overclocker upgrades, which we'll do in another episode. I just want to get this stuff set up first. So there's our compressor. Those are your basic tier 1 machines. I may have forgotten one. I don't remember. So if I did forget one, tell me. But those are the ones that I use on a regular basis. And there are tier 2 versions of some of those machines. I think I'm all out of wood. Yep. I'll just use some of this. I also want to make a bat box. If you notice, you only get 3 planks per rubber tree log, unfortunately. And it comes through as jungle wood for some reason. So let's see, I have got some copper down here. The bat box is just a storage device. You put it in between your machines and your generators, and it stores energy. If you use solar, these are really good because, well, I don't know about the new advanced solar panels with Greg Tech, but the old school solar panels, since they don't run at night, you need a bat box or MFE or MFSU, which is, you know, first, second, and third tier in that order. So this is 3 batteries, which we have. Good. So I'm gonna have an extra battery here. So this uses a lot of copper and a lot of iron. So since I want to put my tank in here, I probably want to go ahead and put my machines upstairs. So let's do the machines first, and then we will run the power to them. And I forgot that the beds were here, so we'll just move those. And actually, I'm going to leave this chest here for now. That's going to simulate my my ender chest, because basically I want to pull everything from a quarry that I want to process, go into the macerator, which is the first one we'll put down. And sorry if this bugs you being right to left. I normally do it left to right, but I'll tell you what, let's leave a little bit of space. So we'll do macerator, and then we have to pull, the items have to go in the top, and they come out the side or the bottom. So we're going to need one space for either a redstone engine or a transposer or filter, which is or the red power like equivalents. So then we're going to go up and then over 2 for the furnace. You can make this more compact with red power. With the machine, not the machine, with the covers, you can actually block off the side of this. So if you put your device or your machine right here, actually, never mind, because you have to have one block for your transposer or filter, and then another block for the pneumatic tube, and then you come up and over. So it takes about the same amount of space. So I'm actually probably going to do all this behind it. I don't know why. That's alright. It's not bad to have space in between machines. I was just thinking I was going to hollow out behind there. And since we're here, we might as well do that. I can't move that machine without a wrench. Whoops. If you just break the machine, you have a chance of getting the machine or getting a machine block back, and then you have to remake the machine. So I'm not gonna risk that. So what we'll do is we'll go into the top of this one, and I'll just have all the machines pump out the back, and then I'll run all the piping behind to the pipe. So for now, I'll just put the extractor. Let's just go ahead and put a space in between all of them, and then compressor. So what do we do for power? You can either use the insulated copper wire, or actually uninsulated, whatever you want. Or you can do what we're going to do and use glass fiber cable. Those noises are really messing with me. I guess that's a chicken noise. Really surprised I don't have any mobs out there either. Doesn't really matter because we're inside. So we got to make some glass fiber cable. Let's go back downstairs for that. And I think I have that set up on one of these already. I do. Look at that. So you need glass and you need diamonds and redstone or silver. Redstone gives you 4. Silver gives you 6. So if you have the silver to spare, it's not a bad idea to use that. I mean, redstone's in abundance, so I mean it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to go ahead and make 24 of these. This stuff you can break with a pick. It's no big deal. It's not going to hurt anything. So, how should we do this? You don't have to worry about this stuff looping, like the conductive cable. If you make it like that and then run it off, it's not going to hurt anything. So that's one of the reasons I like this a little better. But basically, we're just going to just run it down the row. Just like that. And then, oh, I forgot that's floor right there. So we'll do it a little differently then. And you can do this with, I'll make a handsaw if we have time. You can put covers on top of this pipe, but since this pipe technically takes up the whole block right there, even though there's space around it, your cover is going to stick out a bit. So I'll tell you what, that being the case, let's do it a little differently. Since we have the resources, we'll just run it. Actually, let's run it right there. So the distance limitation on this is something like you can go at least 30 blocks without losing any EU. Copper cable is after 4 blocks, I think it's 1 per block. So I'm going to bring this over for now and then down. And we'll just put both of our geothermal generators right here. And you can hook up the fiber cable to either side of the... There's a mob. You can hook up the fiber cable to either side of the geothermal generator. You used to have to pump lava into the bottom of these, but now you don't. And we are going to pump it in. For now, I'm going to use a cell since I've got some empty cells here. And I'm going to move all this before the next episode. I'm thinking I'll have this stuff up here. And then if there's enough room on the wall, I may put the MJ machines right there. Or I may just put them downstairs with the rest of it. So since we've got that space there, I can go ahead and replace the floor right there. And I may reconfigure the macerator in this thing, move it over a block since we're going to go behind the wall anyway. It's not really going to be an issue. So, oh, I forgot the bat box. The bat box, the dot is the output. So we'll see if I can do this without having to get the wrench. If you place it incorrectly, if you get your wrench out and right click it, it will change the dot to face you. So let's see if I can... Am I hitting my head on? See if I can do this without having to replace it. Success. Okay. Let me get some lava in these things and then we'll see everything fired up and working. I don't really think I have any ores to process. I meant to go mining, but I ran out of time. So we can throw some stuff in the extractor, some resin, and we can, this will macerate gravel into flint and cobblestone into sand. So if you need to make a bunch of glass, you put a bunch of cobblestone in here, and then you run it through to your furnace, and then there you go. I do not put a hopper on top of the furnace because I typically don't need to smelt things that I haven't macerated first. And the way I set these up is the furnace works a bit faster than the macerator does. So if you put everything in a hopper on your macerator, and then it's all going to go through the system at the same rate, so you don't really have to worry about anything backing up. So let's take these, and I think I may have to use the transposer, so this will be good. Let's make this output on the right. It's going to drain into the transposer, and it's already putting it into cells for us. If I had another transposer downstairs, we could take it out of the cells and just pump it into the generator, but I'm not really worried about it. And I think I'll only get 10 out of these, but that'll be a pretty good start. Well, I only got 9, so, you know, no big deal. What are you going to do? Alright, so let's put some of these in here. It didn't give it very much, but our bat box is passing power through it. First, these machines, they're going to fill up their little buffer, which is this little lightning bolt. And then the bat box will start to fill up until the machines do some work. So this is our extractor. Let's put some resin in it. And these things take a while. You can make upgrades for the machines, and they go in these slots over here. But you can also put items. Well, you used to be able to put items in them. I guess they changed that. So we've got one going through. It's going to make 3, like we talked about, which is awesome because this is definitely the way you want to do it if you can. And let me throw these in the other one. And as you can see, this is 32 out, which is low voltage. And since I've got two geothermals on it, it's going to fill it relatively fast. So it holds 40,000 EU, and it's almost full already, which is good. So there it is. There's our geothermal generator and bat box setup. Now what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to have to hollow that out. The only bad part about this is I'm going to have to put a redstone engine to pull the items out of here, and since I have the cable running right here, I can't put a redstone engine in that place, so I have to put it beside it. So I'm going to have to make some covers, and let's see that. If you're going to make a handsaw, if you have the diamonds, you might as well make the diamond one, because if you get into red power, you're going to have to, what do I need? Regular iron. You're going to have to use the diamond handsaw specifically for certain things. So if you can make it, you want to go ahead and do that. Wait, what am I doing? I have a chest full of stuff out here. And this is the ugliest wood ever. That program Aaron was talking about in the last episode, we've grown a tree here and cut it down, and I have a chest full of this stuff. The turtle will not put it into a barrel. It'll only put it in a chest, unfortunately. Alright, so what do we need? 3 of these. I gotta get my diamonds. And I need to go find some more diamonds or make some more diamonds. Come on, sticks. So let's see, 3 sticks, was it? 2 diamonds, 2 iron. There we go. Diamond handsaw. Now, with this handsaw, you put a block in here, basically cuts it in half. And then if you cut those in half, you end up with, quarters. So let's do, we've got slab, panel, and then cover. So this is basically 1/8 of a block. If we put them like that, we get cover strips, and you can do the same thing with the panels and other things. So what we can do with this is, if we have a hole right here, bam, we put a cover right there. It's flush with the wall. So the red power things will actually work with this, but I cannot put anything there because technically the way that Minecraft sees this block, it's taking up this whole space. So like if I want to put them down here, you see how it's sticking up. If this were a pneumatic tube or redstone tube from red power, this would go flush with this brick right here, so it would look seamless. The way that the red alloy wire works, I'm pretty sure I can do it that way, but I don't think I can get in there, unfortunately, because those engines are in the way. Let me see if I can reach it from the bottom. This is one of the really cool things about red power, right? So I can put this here, here, and here. So from the top, it's going to look like there's floor there. So you can't even tell. Every once in a while, you'll have a lighting glitch. But so I can hide all my red alloy wire. And I must have done something to mess it up. Oh, I blocked the engines. That's not going to work right there. If my engines were back a block, it would work. But I could still put it on this side. so you can't see it from down here, and it would work just fine. Every once in a while you misplace those things, not that big of a deal. But we're probably almost out of lava because our extractor's still running. So there's our basic Industrialcraft setup. If you are too poor to afford all the machines, you definitely want to make a regular generator and a macerator as soon as possible, instead of a pulverizer, because you get 2-for-1 ores with this thing, just like with the pulverizer. So I mean, it's really up to you how you do it. Copper cable is pretty cheap if you can find a rubber tree, and you know, that's basically it. So there is our ore processing line. Next time we'll get some Buildcraft pipe, and we'll actually set everything up so that we drop all our stuff in the macerator. It's going to automatically go to the furnace, and then it's going to go in a pipe behind the wall and go to the chest over there. Same with anything that gets extracted and anything that gets compressed. Though, like I said, I don't really use the compressor that much. And honestly, everything will probably go straight to this chest for now, until I actually, like, you know, expand and set up like a real storage room. So that is it. As always, suggestions, comments, questions are welcome. There are many different ways to set these things up, but this is just how I do it. You know, I usually go left to right. I'm mixing it up due to the location of my stuff. I don't want to move all the chests. I kind of like having everything in the corner over there. So we'll make this a little prettier after we hook up all the Buildcraft stuff. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.